All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time y'all are watching out here. What's going on out here? I know y'all see me, y'all see somebody new to the left of the screen, but this is the Passive Podcast, episode 70. We talking love, sex, and anxiety. But before we do that, man, I want to introduce one of my guests, and her
Hi.
name is Wendy, aka Breezy B. What's good, Wendy?
Hey, what's good?
How you doing out there?
Doing good. Waiting to see what comes up in this topic.
Well, where you from, man? So let give the audience a little background on who Wendy, aka Breezy B, is.
Okay, so I am from Iowa originally. Moved to Massachusetts and moved to Wisconsin. So that's where I currently live.
Okay, that's what's up. How do we know each other?
We actually met on a college chat line way back. So, and then I happened to still have his number years and years later, and I went to be a nanny and ended up in Boston. Called him up, and it was kind of like, whoa, this is weird. But we ended up meeting, and then have been friends ever since.
He's saying there's some feedback. Flavor 99, there's some feedback. Is it on my end or her end? Yeah, hopefully that's why I needed my people here to see if there's some feedback. Here go somebody. Here go Beth of all trades coming in. I wonder if it's this mic. I've been using this mic and they've been saying there's a lot of feedback. I'm gonna take this mic off.
We can't hear you. It's just me. I can't hear you yet.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I wonder if this feedback now. He said it's on your end. I'm gonna see if it's still feedback. I took the microphone off. I think it could be my microphone that I've been using. So
Okay.
I'll just do it like that. All right, everyone's coming in. Okay, everyone's coming. All right, Flavor. Thanks for the let me introduce my co-host first. Let's get him in the room. How about that? What up, Chuck?
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing? How you doing, man? Hello.
Having
All right?
computer issues at the moment.
Oh,
Headphones
okay.
don't want to work. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Okay. All right, we gotta get some people in here,
Headphones
man.
acting up.
We're gonna get some people in here because we're running a little late. He did say it sounds better. It might have been that microphone. Maybe I gotta get another microphone. But let's Chuck, Wendy, you guys know each other?
Hey. Nope.
You never met Chuck, huh?
Mm-mm.
Oh. She's a good friend of mine, Chuck. I probably mentioned her name a couple times. I'm not sure. Beth of all trades is in the house. How you doing, Beth? Beth, introduce yourself a little bit. Say hi.
My name is Beth of all trades, your entrepreneur savant, activist. You know, what don't I do? Okay, happy to be here this evening with y'all. Actually, just came back from church and having lunch or dinner with a dear friend of mine. Imagine that.
Hallelujah.
Exactly.
Right. We got another guest, new to the podcast. Please introduce yourself. Is it Dmitra, right? Am I saying that right?
Yes,
right.
You pronounced it correctly. Thank
Welcome
you.
to the Passive Podcast, Dmitra. Can you explain your beautiful name, who you are, where you're from, what you're about?
Mm-hmm. So my name is Dmitra. Some people know me as Miss Meech. I am a student and a learner of life. I am a poet. I am a sister. I am an artist. I am still developing who I am.
That's dope.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. You do have a book out. We'll talk about promotions and everything like that at the end of the show, and everyone knows the format. But welcome to the show, man. Like I said, man, we got Juan. Let's talk about promotions and everything like that at the end of the show. So somebody's watching it twice or something. That's not me. How's that me? Okay, anyway. All right, is there echo still? Okay, all right. So this is the Passive Podcast, episode 70. We're gonna be talking love, sex, and anxiety. In those orders. And then, but first, and if you guys have any news, we like to break off and kind of break the ice a little bit first. We like to talk about a couple things that's maybe on the radar out there in the news. So number one, the thing that stood out for me in news was Nike works out a deal with Nike for Mambas and Mambacitas, and what that means is Kobe Bryant and his daughter, recently passed the helicopter incident, and they're gonna put out a sneaker for both of them. So what do you guys think about that?
That's a good idea. Are they gonna put any of the money towards anything?
You mean like donations and stuff like that? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna have half donated. They didn't really get into the details yet. It was a brief article, so I just took it to talk about it real quick.
Yeah, I saw them. They look cool. You guys all see the picture of them?
I haven't seen a photo. Anybody else see them?
They have like let me see if I can find it while you guys are out there.
No, I haven't seen a photo, but I think there was like a backlash about somebody releasing the picture before it was officially agreed upon.
Oh, it says Mamba has a foundation, so that's what Flavor 99 says. So, there go my
Yep, it does say that. It's going to that. Yeah,
it's going to the foundation. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I would think some would go to his wife, right? I mean, and the other kids too. But I mean, they're not gonna probably disclose that. Maybe they gave a offshore deal or something like that.
Yeah.
No, anybody? Or was that
I
just
don't know. I don't know anything about that, but
I do remember hearing about Kobe Bryant's wife being upset about the early release. I did not know it was towards this Nike for Mamba and Mambacitas. So I think that was a good question, Wendy, about who was it going to and the reasons behind it.
And I don't see it now when they're just looking quickly, but it was like a blackish with a purplish color on it. So I don't know. They looked really cool.
Yeah, I know hers had like a heel on it or something like that. They made it like a little bit more feminine. I guess.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's what I heard. Unless they're redoing them, maybe that was the article. I didn't read the whole article. I just kind of like briefly took it, and it wasn't that much to read anyway at the time. So anyone else want to speak on this before we go to the next one?
Was it Nike made or was just a concept?
No, they're in contract to make these sneakers. Make us another Mamba sneaker, and then a Mamacita sneaker for his daughter.
Yeah, it goes to their foundation, towards their 501c3 foundation. All the proceeds from the sneakers, the sales.
Okay, that's dope.
I
like that. That's good. Number 2, man. Tyler Perry does the Medea voice during sex. The only reason I took this, man, I said we got to talk about it because the show got a little bit about. That's what we're talking about. But what do you guys think about who wants to talk? Who's the first person that wants to say something about Medea? Or now that you hear his voice, you're gonna be thinking about he's doing something else. Like, who wants to tackle the subject?
Why does it matter if he's doing the voice? That's between him and his partner.
Listen, if you come out in the media and say you love doing the voice and you enjoy doing the voice while you have sex, why are you telling the media this? Why is it coming out to the media? We know about it now. Like, so
I'm just saying now, now I'm in the middle of handling some business. And I'm telling jokes, man. That means something's wrong. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that?
I don't be telling jokes. He probably just doing the noise. The expression. I don't know.
Come on, man. This is not Booty Call with Jamie Foxx did Mountain King's voice.
Oh yeah.
Some people have their things in the bedroom. You never know. Partner might get turned on by that Medea. Hello. Okay.
I knew someone was gonna try to do the voice. I didn't know who was, but Beth, you win it. You win the ticket, man. You win. Oh my God. I was like, what is this? Anyone else have any news before we get into the primary topics? Anything else that kind of they saw in the news real quick?
There's a petition to get Kanye West off of Coachella.
Coachella?
Yeah. take him off as the headliner, take him out of the show altogether.
And then they'll lose a lot of money, a lot of tickets, a lot of people won't go. He's the headline.
Hey.
People
what he's been doing lately, it's on change.org. They're doing a petition. I think they said they got 46,000 signatures already to have him removed because the things that he said towards Kim and Pete. I mean, that's between him and his wife. That shouldn't have anything to do with Pete Davis. He has nothing to do with that. Then what he said about Trevor Noah. I mean, come on, your butt hurt because your wife. You know
what do you say about Trevor Noah?
I don't remember. He said something.
Bring it up. Come on, man.
The reason why he was kicked. He wasn't gonna perform for them. What's up?
Yeah, Trevor will survive.
Trevor said it was enough to get ban from the Grammys.
Beth, did you hear about the story? I'm sorry, Beth.
I hear he got all up in DL's Ice-T. DL checked him. He was like, you complain, you talk about I'm broke while you're broken. Oh, he went deep on him. I mean, he's going after Lottie Dottie, everybody that's not kissing his bunghole and licking the crack, unfortunately. And he's just not ready. It's just unfortunate. He's just making a fool of himself. And even if he doesn't go do Coachella, people will still go just to say they had the Coachella experience just because of the brand. It's a brand.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, you know, Kanye's Kanye. He's a headline. You know what I mean? The reason like you're talking about Kanye is because he's
whatever. I go to Coachella if Beyonce was there, Kanye, and bring Beyonce back. Let's get some India Ari at Coachella. Let's get The Weeknd. Let's get 50 Cent, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige.
Yeah. Chrissy, welcome to the party. I don't know if she can hear us, but I have her on this. She's on the screen. Text her, Wendy. See if she's gonna get on the screen. Yeah, so she can join the party. All right, let's get to the show, man. Let's get it cranking, man. Like I said, this is the Passive Podcast, episode 70. Love, sex, and anxiety, man. Welcome to the show, guys, man. Thanks for coming by, man. Like I said, Juan will be late, so we're gonna get right into it. The first thing I just wanted to talk about was, of course, love itself. It's an intense feeling of deep affection. So I want to go around the room, starting with Wendy, then Chuck, Beth. You know, just go that way. When you think of love, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Why you gotta start with me? I'm the newbie. I gotta see how you guys all go.
No, you just talk about what I just it's love. What do you think? Love. You know,
love. Love is just, you know, caring for people, loving them for who they are, and trying to help people be the best they can be.
Okay, Chuck.
Something that has my attention. Love is what I receive and give to my kids and family, friends. You know, just your emotions. I mean, you're caring and well-being for that person.
Beth.
Well, the dictionary says an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something. Like or enjoy very much. So, you know, and I would say whenever in regards to people, it's a strong affection for another person, you know, arising out of kinship or personal ties. And you can love things. You can love actions, and it's complicated. Let's just put it that way. But I will say it could also be simple too. Because when my daughter was born, when you talk about falling in love at first sight, I understood what they meant, because when I saw her, I was in love at first sight. So I'm just going to end it on that note.
Just real quick, Dmitra, before you go on, Black Jadori in the chat says, love is something beyond human comprehension in words. The English language is so limited in defining concepts and things beyond the physical existence. Shout out to Black Jadori. Go check out his music. He's a great MC, great musician, period. Check out Black Jadori. There is no definition for love. Just feeling it alone is a small scale of what it truly is. Dmitra, what do you think about love when you first hear that word?
So honestly, when I first think about that word, I think of Valentine's Day. But, experiencing and growing, I come to understand that love is how you treat yourself. About yourself. And everything else, and what everyone else said.
Beth, this ain't no soul club. Stop snapping your fingers.
Oh, she's speaking to my soul. Miss Meech is speaking to my soul right now. I love it. I can't help it.
She's a poet. Chrissy, are you here? Chrissy. Yes.
I think she's having some issues. Oh, there she is.
I'm here.
Hi, Chrissy. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up?
What's good? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, you're right in the mix, man. So what do you think about love, man? When someone mentions the word love, what comes to your mind?
I think it's complicated, and I think you can love more than one person at the same time. I think there's different kinds of love. There's love, and then there's being in love. And that's two different things.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't gonna lie. There you go. And there's no wrong answer, right? For me, love is, it kind of like reminded me of, I have different definitions, man. Because, when I grew up, I wasn't taught to love, you know what I'm saying? I was like, street guy, man, whatever. I wasn't supposed to love and be lovey-dovey. I was supposed to have 40 girlfriends in my harem, you know what I'm saying? I was supposed to be pimp daddy. But, of course I learned to love. And I think the first person I love, just to be honest, and, others know this, it was my daughter. When she was actually born, I said, wow, this is what love really is. Like, I really felt it. I couldn't like take my eyes off her. I didn't want to like, I was ready to protect them, ready to like learn karate. I'm ready to, I'm ready to like, you know what I mean? Like, get guns, all type of stuff. You know what I mean? For,
wait, can I stop you for a second? All I remember is her slapping someone's butt and saying, "This is daddy's booty."
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You bring it back memories?
Your daughter, you used to tell her, "That's daddy's booty. You don't let anyone touch that."
Nobody but touch your booty. That's daddy's booty. Hell yeah. That's what
she would go up to people and she would do that.
Yeah. Stop telling my secrets, man. All my corny stories when I was raising my daughter. But that's and I think I love, man. That's the first person I think I truly loved, and then I learned how to love, through her. And I, when the next women I selected in my life, it was more of a patience thing and more of a conversation thing, not just a body thing. It was more of a foundation thing, and what we were gonna do, and that it correlated to love. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. Anybody else got any more expressions on the word love before I ask the first question? No.
Nope.
All right, cool. All right, the first question, I don't know who wants to deep dive. We can, we can go, doesn't have to go around in a circle, but just to be consistent, and maybe so everyone can talk, we should keep going around, Wendy. So number one, how important are father or mother, daughter or son relationship when it comes to love, Wendy?
Oh, Lord. Well, the mother-daughter, father relationship is very important. I mean, kids, we as adults and our kids need to have the best relationship they can. And, that relationship is that person that they know that they can always go to, that is never going to leave them, or what it should be. And, if you have a good relationship with your mother or father, they should be the best example of what you are looking for as your husband and wife in the future. So it is very important. And I think, there's not that many fathers and mothers that are together, nor in their kids' lives and stuff like that too. So that makes everything more complicated than it used to be way back.
Chuck?
It should be there, but it's not with a lot of fathers and mothers with their children. Sometimes they if the mother and father have they have a disagreement or whatever, and the mother will look at the child, especially if it looks like the mate that they having issues with, they'll take it out on the child. I don't think it's right, but I definitely think there should be a love between parents and their children. Sometimes it's not the case for some people.
Hey, Beth.
Oh, now you're gonna come to me.
What? I'm going around in a circle.
Okay. I would say, I think the relationships, your first experiences with love start in a household. So if it's broken, that's what you're going to expect. That's what you're going to seek, unless you recognize that and you seek help for yourself. So you don't repeat that, that cycle, that vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's very important, because I saw what love was supposed to be through my dad and through my aunts and uncles, not necessarily at home in the main household I was living in. And so if I didn't have those examples, I would probably be very, very, very messed up. And for the second part, when was the last time you sung to yourself or someone? Today. I love singing.
Hey, you're on mute.
You're muted. Oh, only supposed to go one at a time?
Yes. Why do you always do this? You answer all the questions at the same time. But
Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay. You good? All right. Dmitra, you want to join in? These are the shenanigans, man. You want to join the crew?
Okay, so how important are father-daughter, mother-daughter, parent-child relationships? I, agree with those who spoke. It should be, that first experience of love. But then not everyone has, a whole experience, and sometimes it is either a broken family or a broken type of connection, and that does stem on to your interactions in the future. So it's very important.
Hi.
Chrissy, mute it.
You gotta settle down, girl. You gotta go sit down somewhere.
Exactly. Are you done, Dmitra? Yeah, I think. Chrissy.
Yes.
It's your turn, but you can mute yourself when you're not talking because you're causing a little disturbance in the
I can mute
background.
myself when I'm not talking. Thanks.
Yeah, if you could. No, because the background's like.
Sorry, I was doing laundry.
Yeah. So the first question. Do you remember the first question? Should I read it to you?
Read it, please.
So how important are father or mother, daughter, or son relationships according to love?
Extremely. That's the foundation. That's how you learn as a woman. That's how you learn a man is supposed to treat you. And as a boy, I would think that's how you learn how to treat women, is how, you treat your mother and with respect and all that. But that's how you learn how a man is supposed to treat you.
No, 100%. Thanks, Chrissy. No, same. Yeah, I agree with all of y'all, man. I grew up in, my mother raised me and raised my sister. So, it was a lot of aunts. So, I was around a lot of women. So, yeah, I respected women right off the bat. If I didn't, I would get popped in the head. But you know what I mean? But they raised me well. They taught me, manners. They taught me more of how to be, the gentleman like, you know what I'm saying? So they taught me those fatherly skills, mostly the women in my life taught me that stuff. So, yeah, me and my mother have a close bond, My sister's jealous of the bond. She's like, "Oh, you're the favorite." I'm like, "Yep, yep." But this is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, without my mother's bond, her being a carpenter, kind of more manly. I could never beat her in like an arm wrestling contest until I got like real older and started lifting weights. So like she was like the man and the woman at the same time, and so I really respected her. And she, to this day, I still love her, man, for what she did for us, man. But yeah, it's really important. But me not having a father probably, maybe I could have been raised better, maybe I'd have been treating women better in the beginning. I know in my beginning of my life I wasn't, and you know what I mean. I'm probably paying for it now, because I had a daughter and she's probably she drive me crazy every day. So, but I love it, man. You know what I mean. But I just know I know I'm getting paid back somehow. Somebody's paying me back for all the stuff I did to like ladies back in the day, and I apologize. But the good news is I'm not enemies with none of them females, so we can all. Sometimes you might see them on the show. You never know who's on the show. But yeah, so that's me for that one. Second question. When was the last time you sung to yourself or to someone? Wendy.
Well, my daughter sings every day, right? So sometimes I'll join in just to be funny, but that's typically when I join in. So I would say probably every day. I mean, whether it's listening at work, working from home, and you'll start singing something, or in the car. But I like to get annoying to my daughter and to my son too, and just start singing with them, and they're like, "Mom, you're off key." Like, yeah, I know. That's okay. Thanks.
Chuck.
Usually well, last time I sang was like last weekend or something. I happened to be we was coming from a family event, and a song came on, and my sons were in the back seat. They trying their best to sing the song, and I'm just like, no, that's not how it sounds. And me and my wife did it at the same time. It was Mary J. Blige, Method Man, and we just we just was going back and forth as we was driving home, and the boys were in the back seat laughing and stuff. Usually I'll if it's like an old song, like something that I remember my parents playing, I'll sing it because I know my wife, she would know it, because her father played the same music, so we'll get a chuckle out of that. But I mean, usually whenever with my family, even my mom's, it's one of her songs, I'll sing it, and she'll just start laughing. No, not the best singer, but I know the words.
I know you're not the best singer, but
You find it's funny with your kids that like you'll be singing
Dude,
songs.
you never heard me sing "Calm Down."
But you'll be singing songs or whatever, and the kids are like, "How do you know that song?" You're like, "How do you know that song? That was my song back in the day."
Yep. You're like, nope, that's my joint. That's me. All right, Beth, I know you was going crazy reading the 13th question already, but the second question is on you, man. When was the last time you sung to yourself or to someone, Beth?
Today, I stay singing, cleaning, getting ready, in the shower. The last person I dated loved my voice. He's like, "You have such a beautiful voice." He liked to hear me sing. A lot of people do. Doing ride share, I'm singing. So it's therapy. I just like it. It motivates me, you know.
I took one look at you, and it was plain to see. I'm not getting sued on TV. Dmitra, second question about singing.
The last time I sang was yesterday, and it was definitely in the shower. But yeah, I sing all the time when I'm in a good upbeat mood.
It's nice, man. I asked this question for a reason. You guys are gonna come think back why you ask these crazy questions. Hey, Chrissy, you too.
I would say the last time I really sang was definitely Super Bowl halftime. Got down, right? Who didn't sing? Come on.
Yeah, we stood up on that. I was on my feet on that one.
To. Yeah.
I had that's hip hop, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now that was dope, man. Well, I love that one. Number 3, we start with Wendy. Do you remember your first date? Tell us about it.
Oh my gosh. I was in 5th grade. That was my first date. I started young. I went to the movies and we had this like balcony that, you would go up the stairs and there was only 2 seats there. So whoever was up there, they were dating. So me and this guy were up there every single week, every Friday. And we're still friends.
That's it. No drama. No. You didn't give us no crazy story.
It was the first boy I ever kissed. That's it.
There you go.
I was in 5th grade. Come on.
All right, Chuck. Give me a story, man. I know Chuck got some juicy stories, man.
Nah, my first date was freshman year in high school. We ended up going to Cleveland Circle movie theater. Totally, I don't remember what we went to go see. I wasn't paying attention to the movie actually. I guess she enjoyed it. I mean, she enjoyed it and whatnot. And we ended up going to there's a restaurant that was like next door to called the Ground Round. We went there and got cheeseburgers and fries and stuff, and we were just conversating. And that was really it. I mean, then when we left, seeing as nobody had a car, so we had to get on the trolley to go back to go to downtown Boston. I'm sitting we sitting at the trolley stop, and me trying to be cool. I had on my starter's jacket, but I didn't have on my hoodie under it. So I'm sitting there, I'm shaking. I'm excuse my language. I was cold, but I was trying to act like I wasn't. I'm sitting there shivering and stuff, and she just came and put her arm around me, and man, I fell in love. And she always brings it up now to this day. I mean, we're good friends, but she's always bringing that up, messing with me about it.
That's what's up, yo. Beth, what's good, man? Beth, she there?
Oh, I'm here. I'm just unmuting myself. I'm following the rules. Remember?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Follow the rules. So I remember my first date because I actually had to sneak and see this boy because my mother was super, super, super strict, and it was crazy. I had to stay at the library. Then my mom actually called the library to make sure I was there because she left something at my godfather's house in the South End. So after that, I went there to his house, got the stuff, then went to Downtown Crossing. Remember the arcade that used to be in Downtown Crossing? That was my first date. And I had a whole bunch of fun just playing video games with this guy. And he took me to my high school cotillion. And, I think he's married now. Like, I've seen him run into him with his kids. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. But, when you're young, when you're a teenager, it's just so effortless, So it was a fun time. I think we went, remember the place on Washington Street too? I think they had the $2 Chinese food plate. So he took me to get a $2 plate, so we were happy with our $2 plates, arcade and $2 plates of Chinese food.
Yeah, those are the best dates, man. The slice of pizza, dollar slices or whatever it is, man. Little chicken sale or something, you know what I mean? Stop playing, man. Dmitra, what's going on with you?
Went way back with the $2 plate, man.
Hell yeah, $2 plates with the joints. Dmitra, your turn.
Mm-hmm. So my first date, where I feel the not to place gender roles, but where he paid for us to go out. It was in middle school, and my mom said I couldn't go unless my cousin came with us. So we were going to the movies, and the movies in my hometown is attached to a mall. So I figured my cousin was just going to walk around the mall. My cousin asked me if he could pay for my cousin to go into the movie with us. And, I was talking to my cousin about it, and I thought that was a little of an ask, but I asked him. And he paid for my cousin to go watch the movie as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was my first date.
You got blocked on your first date by your cousin? Kinda? No? Or you was nervous and you wanted your cousin to be there? Kinda.
No. It wasn't necessarily the first time I hung out with a significant other or someone I was interested in. I asked so that my cousin wasn't left out. He would have had to be walking around the mall the duration of the movie, so I just asked him.
Oh, okay. Because you
so
just didn't want him to be bored. Okay, I'm like,
yeah.
It's your first date. I'm like, what were you thinking? But shout out to Melanie Gainey. Good evening. I sung happy birthday to Malia, my daughter, last night. Happy birthday to Malia. Malia is no stranger to the show. Y'all should know Malia. Happy birthday, Malia.
Happy belated birthday, Malia.
Oh man. That's my little princess right there. So Chrissy, your turn on number 3. Do you remember your first date?
So I was 15 years old and it was a blind date and he was so not my type. We got pizza and he was just not my type at all.
That was it? It was that quick?
That's it. Yeah, it wasn't, yeah, not good. Not a good time.
Beth is in the chat as well. Great first date at the arcade and $2 plate at the Chinese restaurant. Those were the days. Those were the days. You know what? My first date, I think my first actual date was it's kind of embarrassing. We went to the movies. It was Somerville. Remember, you had to get off at the station. You had to walk under the bridge, and you had to go to the Somerville theater. So we're walking. We went under the bridge. And we're walking, and I'm trying to do all the gentleman stuff. You know what I'm saying? Walking on the certain side of the street. I'm doing all that stuff, trying to impress her. You know what I'm saying? Because I got no car. I got to impress her some other ways. I got to be funny. I got to do all this other stuff, right? I got no car, right? I'm on the train, and we're walking, and then this dog looks like it was coming out the yard, coming out of nowhere. And I ain't gonna lie, man. My instincts made me push her to the fence and run, dog. So, I was out, dog. Luckily that dog was chained to the fence. She was ready to kill me, man. That was my but that was my first date. I was like, man, this is people laugh at me all the time when I say it, but that was my first date, man. But I did get a second date with her, so
I was gonna ask that.
I did get a second date, believe it or not. I don't know how. A lot of charm. A lot of charm.
You said you pushed her into the fence and ran.
Pushed her towards the dog.
You wouldn't have got a second date.
Push her towards that dog and jetted.
Come on, man.
Hood, every man for himself. I didn't know who I was with, man. I was out, man. I told you that story, Chuck. I didn't tell you that.
Nah, you never told me that story. You shouldn't have told me that story because I'm gonna clown you for it.
Yeah, you can clown me. That's why I say it. I said it. That's why I said it on this podcast. I was out. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like dogs. If y'all don't know, I really don't like dogs at all. I hate dogs. I don't know what it is. I can't deal with dogs. So I think that's what it was a, I don't know, childhood memories of dogs. I don't know. It was all bad. The hood dogs, man, they used to feed them, hot sauce or something weird, cocoa powder, red powder flakes, and then they was make them bite kids or fight in the project. So the dogs in my experiences with dogs when I was a kid are not good. So I hear a dog barking coming at me, I'm out, and I pushed her. I don't think I meant to push her, but I pushed her. So I don't know. That's what I did. So I'm telling you what I did.
All right, man. We don't want to hear about all the stuff that you did on your dates, man. We're gonna go to number 4.
Let's go to number 4.
Do you miss your mate still? I mean, yeah, excuse me.
No, that's what you're right. Mate? Do you still miss your mate? This is like this is out of the category of love, like your first person you fell in love with. Do you still miss that person? Wendy?
You're talking about the first person I fell in love with?
Yep.
I mean, I'm still friends with that person. So.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Do I miss it? Like, no. I mean, we aren't together and I'm single, so it's, I don't know. I guess basically, I mean, there was such a great love and friendship, but I'm friends with a lot of my exes because I don't hold grudges usually, and I mean, we were dating for a reason. So, um, the question was what now though? Do I feel like
No, do you still
miss
miss
them?
your first love interest?
No, I don't miss. Like I said, I still talk, but yet, do I miss that connection and having that with someone? Absolutely.
Okay. Chuck?
No, I don't miss that person. I mean, we were good friends. We grew up, and her and my wife now, they were in the dance troupe back in high school. So I really don't. It's not a miss. Because we grew a lot, we learned a lot from each other. So if I was to run into her with my kids or by myself, we always greet each other. Hi, how you doing? What's going on? If we see each other's parents, same thing. Out of I call her mother, father, sir, and ma'am because that's just how I was raised. They always tell me, no, you don't have to call me that, but I run into her every once in a while. There's nothing to miss about it. I mean, like I said, we both grew apart as we got older, so we're still friends.
So you
You're
talking
next, Beth.
asking. Yep. So I don't miss my first love at all. I wish the best for him, but I don't miss him.
It could be plain and simple, no. Dmitra, you're next. Do you miss your first person you ever loved?
No.
She's like, no. What about you, Chrissy?
No.
No. And I'm gonna say for me, I mean, I don't miss her in that way. I miss her as a friend because we were friends before, and so I just miss her as a friend. I don't miss her as a lover or when I love the first person I love. Number 5, does your heart still skip a beat when you think about your partner now? I don't know if I don't know what people's relationships are, but if you are in a relationship, does your heart still beat? If you're not, what was your last, I guess base it off your last relationship. So, Wendy?
Well, I'm single, so I don't have that person to make my heart skip a beat, but when he does, I'm ready. The other thing, the other thing is the last person, the reason we connected was our love for God. So that led me astray, but it showed me how that's one thing that I was really looking for in my life is somebody that was God-fearing, very involved in church and stuff like that. So that was an important aspect that made my heart skip a beat and look over other things that I should have been paying attention to instead. So yeah.
That's what's up. Chuck D.
Skipping a beat. I mean,
You better say yes to your
I
wife.
wouldn't. I would say no, but I mean, no, 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 no. I would say no, but I mean, I'm always happy to see her. We always conversate and whatnot. I'm always messing with her. So, skipping a beat. Sometimes, I just want to kick her in the butt, but that's just me. But I mean, the love. I mean, the love's there. I mean, we've been together 14 years and only been married 3. But I known her since we were back in high school, so I wouldn't say skip a beat.
So leave her. Wait till I see your wife, dog.
Hold on though. If she like gets her hair done different or she puts on a dress that you haven't seen her in or whatever, does your heart skip a beat then? Like, damn, I'm lucky.
Oh man, I come and I always ask, do you got a man? Because if I was your man, I would be all over you with that outfit on and that in the hair, man. I'll sweat that perm out heartbeat. Nah, but I mean, when she gets her hair done and she has on something, she has on something I've never seen her in, like say her wedding dress. Oh man, skip a beat. Brother had to turn, I had to turn to the side, man, because I damn near broke a tear, man. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, your wedding was awesome, man. It was beautiful. Beth, of all
Hot
trades,
too.
what's good, man? Huh?
So I would say my heart did skip a beat, but I'm like Wendy. I'm looking for that special someone that we both feel that way mutually about each other. But yeah, I was like head over heels in love. So, yep.
Dmitra.
Mhm.
Okay. I've heard a little different variations from the question. Can you clarify? Like, does my
So
heart?
5 is just basically 5, 6. I guess we can probably combine those, but I wasn't really thinking. But like if you have a mate now, or your last mate that you had, was your heart skipping a beat? Did they make you feel? Did you dream about them? Did you still have that spark? Do you have that spark now with your significant other, or your last person you dated? Did you have that? Like, do you miss that? Like, what do you remember that? Like, you know what I mean? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay. So I am currently dating, and it's fresh. So my heart does still skip a beat. Still, I guess, in that honeymoon phase.
How do you plan on keeping it skipping?
That would be a question that me and him would have to answer.
Okay, I figure that. Chrissy, on you.
Good answer.
So I would say that I am in it's complicated type of situation, and I would say that yes, my heart does skip a beat.
So you're the reason they have that button, huh?
What's that?
So you're one of the reasons they have that button on the dating sites. I was just joking. Wasn't there like a button
Why they have what button? What
the
button?
complicated button? The complicated button.
Yes.
That's
You
it.
said
Entanglement. Yes.
Yes. I was saying you're the reason for the complicated
Entanglement. Okay.
button. We can skip to 7. Wendy, let's go to when was the last time you told your partner something you love about them?
I'll speak to one of my ex-boyfriends who is still.
It could be your kids. I mean, if you're single, bring it to your kids, bring it to somebody else.
But I think I tell him all the time, like, I appreciate him, what he does. Like, he'll come over and do things around the house for me that, if I need something fixed or whatever. But I'll tell him I love him and appreciate him. So I think I don't spread the word love around freely, but for those that are in my life, I will tell people I love them because it's important for them to hear. And sometimes you're the only person telling them. And you never know how just you letting them know you love and appreciate them, how that can change your life or change your day.
Correct. Chuck, big Chuck, man. I know you're telling everybody you love them all day.
This morning, I happened to get up. Because usually, like she's out the house on the weekend before I get up or before the boys get up. So I happened to wake up this morning and she was in the bathroom doing her hair. I walked in, and I'm always messing with her. I'm like, what are you getting all dolled up for? Who you trying to slide out my house to go see? She just looked at me. I'm like, nah, I'm just messing with you, but I love the way your hair looks. with the way your hair looking right now, as she was doing her hair and whatnot. And I always say things like that, where like when I'm dropping them off for work, or they're leaving out, I'm leaving out the house or something like that. I'll say something like that to her. So every day, basically.
That's what's up.
I have to say too, just real quick, you said something about the kids, and I still like get tearful sometimes because my son and daughter, they're 14 and 16, and they don't care who's around on the phone in front of their friends, whatever. They're just like, bye mom, love you, and I feel so appreciative of that because there's a lot of kids who don't feel that they can say that because they're teenagers. So you saying it to them every day, it gets them in the habit too of saying it and feeling okay with saying it.
No, that's huge. You're right. You started
And
off.
some kids are just shy just to say stuff like that.
Nah, I think like she was saying, if you started off in the beginning, man, you teach them in the beginning, man, they're gonna do it. It's usually natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your surroundings, your circle.
Like my kids. Oh, that's okay. My kids will say it, and then their kids will be like, "Love you, mom," just because they're hearing him say it, so they'll all say it. So it's just a good example for you to like do with your kids and make sure. And as they become teenagers, they're not afraid to say it anymore, even though they're at that age.
Yeah, I'm lucky you. Let's put it that way, because like Chuck said, there's a lot of teens that probably once they get that age, they're like, you know what I mean? They run out the door without saying love. Beth, it's on you on that question. I don't.
So I always love to use positive reinforcement. So even my daughter, when she was here, I told her, what a responsible and wonderful young woman she's become. And that's what I love about her. She's making me proud. But with my last relationship with my partner, I would always, give him positive affirmations, positive reinforcement. So maybe about a few days before, but I was just doing it on a daily basis with him.
All right, Chuck was there. I'm just like going up. I'm like, Chuck, mess up the order. I'm like, what? All right, Dmitra, it's your turn. I'm like, what's going on? Okay.
Yeah. I feel like some of the answers I've heard kind of go back to the first question of the importance of like a parent-child relationship. The last time I told my brother that I loved him was last night. The last time I've told someone why I love them, that's a different question than just saying I love you, or asking, or saying that or receiving that. The last time I told my partner something I love about them, I want to say a few days ago.
That's what's up. Chrissy, it's on you, girl.
So I don't use the word love too often. I think sometimes it's overused, overplayed. So I would say it's been months since I've said it. I like to use the word appreciate. I appreciate you. But I don't say the word love to a person that often. My cats, I say it every day, but to a person, it's months.
Your next lover's gonna be jealous of them cats, boy.
True. That's real. That's real.
We talking to the next. If you don't want to say love, do you say sex? You can say the word sex, Chrissy. Say the word sex. Sex is sexually active an activity, including specifically sexual intercourse. Can you say sex, Chrissy? You can say that, right?
Can I say sex?
Yeah. Can you say the word sex? Are you free to say that? You good? You all right?
Sex.
Okay, there you go. All right, because love you couldn't say, so I'm just wondering. Because the next subject, sex. So so the same thing going on. When we first think of sex, what do you think of? Is you think of intimacy, Wendy, or what do you think of when you first think of? You see the word sex somewhere, and what's the first thing that comes to mind?
I mean, really what I think about sex is it's usually something where the best sex is when you have that chemistry. So that's what I typically think of is the sex that is so good because you have that chemistry that it's just mind blowing, you know, because that chemistry is there and nothing is better than that.
Beth, when you first think of sex, what do you think of?
I just think of connecting on that primal, spiritual, intellectual, physical. It's just the metaverse with someone. That's what I think when I think of sex. And I just don't want to say it because it's vulgar, but you can use your imagination. But I think of just like ecstasy, release, closeness, and stuff like that too. Connection, something primal. That's just me.
I mean, it just is what it is. That's what you think of. Dmitra?
From listening to these answers about sex, I think about the sex that is thought of and then versus the sex that is being had. So like just thinking about sex in today, I think of physical and I think of vulgarity. Just the initial thought.
Yeah, okay. That's what's up. Chrissy?
When I think of sex, I think of the physical closeness, connection, two people just coming together and showing their feelings for one another.
Chuck? Chuck, you there? You are the co-host, right? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Juan,
I'm here. I'm here. Yo, that word to me is, man, just ripping them clothes off, man, spanking that behind, pulling that hair on them ears if she ain't got no hair. No, I'm joking. Truthfully, man, I mean, it's somebody already said it, you know, the closeness, that bond you have with that well, the bond that you're gonna have with that person. And let me tell you the truth, try to be as one. You know, get in there and be on the same wavelength, basically. That's the way. That's where I think of it when I think of that word.
Yeah, me too. Wendy, first question.
Wait, you didn't answer.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Oh, I thought I did. Okay. I thought I started it. When I think of sex, man, of course, you know, the first thing I think of is what it means. It's intimacy. You know, right now my mind, you know, caters to like it kind of intertwines not the love word, but at least the like word. You know what I'm saying? I have to like that person to have sex with that person. You know what I'm saying? At least, you know, like, you know, when I was young, I didn't have to like the person at all. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's sad to say that, but it's the reality of my life. That like now that when I think of sex, I think of actually respecting that person and catering to that person's needs and not just mine. That's what I think of sex. I'll start off with you guys don't have to answer these questions. I can say skip. So number one, what came first, love or sex? That's just a joke, you know, that's just a joke question. Have you ever sent nudes? I sent nudes before, yes. Was I embarrassed? Not really. I thought I did my best rendition of sending something. So I mean, I'm not the porn star, but I'm all right, you know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I thought I was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I did it, but I did it at a young age. I mean, you do it when, you know, it was popular. People were sending stuff all the time, man. That's no excuse, but I wanted to send it. People send me stuff and it's a thing to do. back then. I'm pretty sure people still do it. Kids do it to this day, and it's y'all see it on the news, all the time, and it's something that doesn't need to be done. Of a certain age, you got to be of age and send that. But I've done it. Wendy, have you ever sent nudes?
Well, first of all, can I go, this is the mom and me, the social worker in me.
Yep, you talk us both. You got to talk us both. Yeah, mom and
just to educate, if you ever receive a nude photo from somebody and you send it on and the police become involved, you are as much trouble as the other person. So I want people to be aware of that, especially teenagers, because there will be boys or girls that are sending these nude pictures. They'll send them on to their friends, look at this, or they'll put them on social media. And every single person who touches that, they can find out, and you can be prosecuted also. So just want to be aware of that because I like to let people know. The other thing is, know that if you're going to do that, those are always saved somewhere, and you never know who's going to send it to who and where it will get. So,
and you want to make sure you send it to the right person.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a lot of mishaps that can happen. So just if you do, be careful.
Yeah, they say it's on the cloud. Is that what they say? It's on the cloud. It's on there forever, right?
Yep.
Beth, I know you haven't done it. You're a church going girl, man. I know you didn't do it.
Actually, no, I haven't. I've received it, and unsolicited. I've never asked anyone to send a picture to me. One guy, I think he was a nurse, and he not only sent a picture, he sent a video of himself pleasuring himself in the mirror. And I was like, this is sick. I'm like, is this guy around children? This guy's around women. This guy has a daughter. I just don't like it, especially if it's unsolicited. If I don't ask you to send me a D pic or a P pic, don't send it to me. And I'm not going to ask you. Someone hack my phone if I'm asking you to send a picture like that. It's just not for me. I don't judge other people for doing it. But Wendy's right. I could have gone to the police and filed a report because that's harassment. And you're documenting yourself sexually harassing someone that didn't ask for it. And that could get you in a lot of trouble. He could have lost his nursing license, over that. And, because you have to pass a Corey check. So people need to take this seriously. I know one of my girls, she started extorting guys. Like, if you don't cash at me $300, I'm going to put your business out there. I'm going to get you fired. I'm going to go to police. And she's been racking it up. But I'm like, hey.
Well, she got some type of scheme that she tells the people to send her news and then she blackmails
No,
them?
Let me tell you something. You don't have no scheme. These men and women are sending them without even asking. I'm trying to tell you, I had an electrician.
Oh.
I asked him for RFP.
Okay.
He sent me a
I'm like, what?
Yeah, no. Guys will slide up in your DM on Instagram and on Facebook, sending you their equipment. Like, she's not asking them to send nothing. And she just got sick of it to the point where, if you're going to violate me, well, at least let me get something out of it. You're going to learn today. That's what she did.
No, that's what's up, man. Hey, I mean, they violated her. So if she feels that's the equal trade, you know what I mean? Whatever. Dmitra, same question.
Mm-hmm. The same question. I have before.
You have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am
embarrassed. I mean, everybody probably have. I know Beth did. Okay.
No, I do agree, with it going to the extent of it being unsolicited and it being sexual harassment at that point. But someone I was talking to, someone who was okay with it.
Yeah, if it's consensual, it's consensual. I mean,
that's how some long distance relationships, how they thrive, because they're able to do that when they miss each other.
Of course, used to have to send the photo itself and get them printed at like Walmart or Walgreens, and hopefully nobody saw your picture.
Well,
Like, I
even
know that
did
dude looked at my photos, man. I know that dude looked at my photo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying for women to send like their man in the army back in the day, probably. Chrissy, have you ever sent any nudes?
So first of all, your first question was what comes first, love or sex? That was
You
your
want to
first
answer that
question.
one? Okay.
I want to answer that one. I'm going to say sex usually comes first, especially nowadays. I think it's just how things happen. That's the first thing. The other question, yes, I have to one person, because I've known him for years. So, but yes, if it's like if you don't ask for it and they send you something, it's disgusting.
Mhm.
And if you're at a party, and if you walk in by mistake, by accident, on a man going to the bathroom, and he says to you, "Do you want to see it?" My response, "There's nothing to see."
Okay. This is are you flashbacking right now? What's going on from the party back in the day? What is going on right now?
No, because guys are just like constantly like, "Do you want to touch it? Do you want to touch it?" No, gross. Get out of here. No.
See, that's where women have to have a connection with the person. Men are just like, hey.
Oh my God, what party you go to?
And this is like that's like you're a dog. Like, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Chuck, what's up, man? You sending news, man? What's going on, man?
Going at first one night stands always, man. So it's always like no. There's love first, no, with me. But as far as me sending news, nah. I never sent any, but I got a whole bunch of Polaroids while I was in the military. So if I really wanted to, you know, with the picture, with the face in them. So I mean, if I was that way, you know, it'd be a whole lot of folks in trouble. But you know, that's just not me. You know, those photos, I tell you the truth. No. But see, that's not me. That's not me. I don't believe in well, I can blackmail you, but yeah, that's not in my nature. But those pictures, I mean, to tell you the truth, man, they're in a box somewhere, either in the basement or at my mother's house. I don't remember. I get, you know, just like somebody said, you know, them sending you, you know, pictures through your phone, Facebook, inbox and stuff. That's not, you know, I've never any of myself. I got a few in my inbox, but you know, automatically if I don't, you know, if I never asked for them in the first place, so you know, they're in a file somewhere on one of my laptops. I'm not gonna say which one, you know, but it's on one of the laptops somewhere.
Okay.
Because I will automatically, you know, right click.
Mr. Loverman
with no
Big
problem.
Sexy. What's good, man? What's going on, Juan?
How's everyone doing today?
Welcome to the show, man. It's, you know, the show's usually an hour and a half, but you know, you came at 1:08. That's all, you know.
Wasn't by choice.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the people, man?
Oh yeah, I'm Juan. I see some new faces in here. Welcome, hello. Except for Beth.
Hi.
Hello.
All right. Well, we are on. You're gonna join the circle, Juan. Just jump in, like jump rope, man. You know how I teach you how to play jump rope back in the day. You're not jumping. So number 3, young people are pressured to have sex. And if you got kids, you can jump in for that. You can talk about that. You can talk about you when you were young. Were you pressured to have sex? Wendy.
Well, for me, my friends were all, you know, having sex and I was not. I had a bad situation for my first experience when I did. So we're going to kind of skip over that. But I think with kids now, I don't know if you guys saw the special on TV, but it was about that kids are feeling it is better to go down on a man or a boy or a girl rather than have sex because they don't have to look at the person. And that's coming from our teenagers today. So, yes. It was like a 2020 or something. They're saying that it is more common for
It was on 2020.
something like that. Yep. And it was more common for kids to be going down on each other than they would to kiss or have
Damn, I
sex at the
missed
time.
that.
The reason why they said is they didn't have to look at each other. So they would close their eyes and yeah, that's really sad. That's really sad. So that kind of answers your question. Do they feel pressured? Definitely, but they don't even have an understanding of what sex is supposed to be. And they don't understand that there should be a meaning behind that. Like you should have that love and that connection. So it's really sad. And I think everyone with kids needs to have those discussions with them, and I don't know. It's scary.
Beth? Beth?
I honestly think it's up to the parents, because I started discussing sex with my daughter at 10 when I just happened to look at her Google search and saw she was looking at YouTube videos with girls making out with each other. So I just asked her about her sexuality, and we've been having conversations ever since. And I said, if you're ever thinking about doing it, let me know so we could go get you on birth control. I said, I think you should wait until you're at least this certain age. And I said, I'm not telling you this because you're a girl, but I would say this if you were a boy too, because, I brought up the conversation about sex, so she knew, and she waited until then. I really think you have to be an example for your children. If they see, if whether you're a man or a woman, that you're having multiple partners, then they will follow that example. Children learn what they live. And there is that outside pressure from social media and their friends and everything else. But ultimately, I think it depends on the relationship you have with them. Because some kids are having sex and some kids aren't, but it's just, you got to have a conversation.
I definitely agree with that. Using, the terms in reality of what, their body parts are from a young age up to, like having those discussions and being very open with your kids. That is where that trust and that understanding is going to be coming from. So I totally agree with you, Beth.
That's what's up. Dmitra.
Yeah, I agree with that last sentiment as well. Touching on a little bit of my intersectionalities, I'm a teacher as well, and I started off teaching preschool. And like that was something during training, like to use the medical terms instead of shortcuts or what may be comfortable for some people. Using the medical terms penis and vagina.
Well, I thought it was vulva because that's the whole vagina. And you say vagina, you're disrespecting the yeah, I learned that. Chrissy.
Yes.
Oh, you want to keep going? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah. But also, I do believe, children are pressured to have sex, whether they want to have sex or not. There's a pressure on like social media, body image, what is sex or what is sexual, what's sexy. And even just speaking on my own experience, the way I decided to move, I seen that effect on like my friends who weren't having sex at that time. So.
Thanks for sharing. Chrissy.
So when I was a teenager, my friends were having sex. They were getting pregnant. So I saw that. And as a result, I waited a while before I had sex. Like a while, like in my 20s. And I think that nowadays with social media and kids have cell phones, they have access to the internet, and we didn't have that before. And I think it's I think there's a lot of pressure for teenagers to have sex at an early age, and it's happening, and it's sad. But those conversations definitely need to happen.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Chuck, throw on your 25 cents.
I mean, when I was a teenager, me and Red, we were in class. That was what folks always talked about. Or on the bus. Oh yeah, I did this and did that, and I wasn't pressured into doing it. It's just the fact that I have an older sister whose friends are very curious, so I learned a lot of stuff from them being their test subject, if you would say. I never told my sister. Well, I told my sister when I was 21, and she was furious when I told her about it. But as far as being pressured from my friends and stuff, no, I wasn't pressured. And I think I have a teenage son now, 9-year-old. But I always, when it's just me and them in the car, I ask them, oh, do you got a girlfriend? Do you like a girl in your class or something like that? Both of them are, they're not at that stage, and I'm just waiting, because dad's gonna give them to them, with no filter. And I'm gonna explain to them, seriously. So that's my take.
All right, Chuck, earlier you called somebody Red. His name is Red, aka Mr. Love, aka Big Sexy, aka Juan. So it's Juan's turn. Juan, number 3, young people, were you pressured to have sex? You think young people these days have pressure to have sex? What's going on?
I don't think I was pressured. I thought it was just more of, that's what you got to do, growing up. It's like bag them and tag them. That was our philosophy growing up. See how many young ladies you could sleep with. Today's society, young people being pressured, I really don't know, because I'm really not in the loop like that. Even having a daughter, our conversation was swift. Like, yo, listen, I ain't trying to be a granddad. I'm gonna break your neck, case closed. So, she probably spoke more about it with her mother. I'm being honest. She tells me to this day she remembers that. I told her, you make me a granddad, I'm pushing you down the stairs. So don't even think about it. So that was my sex ed conversation with her. But
so you just answered number 6 anyways. Thanks for your birds and your bees story. I think that that was your birds and bees story. All right, so for me, man, yeah, I think I was, something like what Juan said, man. I was pressured. When I was young, I just, that was the norm. I didn't, like I said, I didn't have a father, so the street guys kind of raised me, and that's what the street guys were doing, and that's what they would. And maybe I don't know where it really came from. Were we conditioned to just sleep with the majority of women? Were we brainwashed to do that? I'm not sure, but it was something that the not just I was doing in my community. Majority of Black communities were doing this, and trying to have as much sex as possible. And it was, like Juan said, kind of like bag them and tag them and stuff like that. And some people took it serious. They wrote notebooks about it. Some people just kept it in their memory bank. You know what I mean? Like, but it was something that I grew up and going, oh, that's what we do? Because I grew up in that circle. If I didn't grow up in that circle, it wouldn't have been that same experience. You know what I'm saying? Wendy, number 4, and if any of you guys got to take off, let me know. Y'all can promote and get out of here. Number 4 is what's does sex mean to you? And
we already answered that though, didn't we?
Maybe we did.
I mean, we did when we talked about, yeah.
I'm sorry, maybe I did that twice. Do you have a safe word? How about that? You have a safe word, Wendy?
No.
You don't?
No.
Beth, you have a safe word?
Can you explain for if people don't know what a safe word is?
Oh man, a safe word, I guess, is like, when you're during intercourse, or whatever you want to call it, right? Love making, whatever you want to call it, right? You might go, you might go further than expected, and doing certain things. There might be some danger in the bedroom, so you might have a safe word with your partner, You might say, you know, it could be anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would call that stop or hold on. Okay, that's my safe word.
Love me.
Don't get stabbed. Don't get cut. That's another one too. Okay.
I was gonna say, I mean, stop or no. I mean,
yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, those are the common ones, but I was just trying to have fun about it. Thanks for busting the bubble. Yeah, no, yeah, I guess we could just say no, right? Okay. All right, ladies, Lord have mercy. Anybody else want to talk on that subject before I bring it to the next question and the next subject? Anxiety.
I think we want to know what your safe word, because obviously you have one.
No, I don't have a safe word.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, it's just normal. It's just
Oh,
normal.
man.
Normal stuff. It's like, get off me. Yo, what you doing? Or whatever. Like, it's just like regular conversation. So,
Time out.
Time out. All right.
Here come the kids.
There you go. Anybody got a birds and a bees story before we go to a couple more things with the second topic, and then we go to anxiety? No? All right, let's move on, baby. Let's move on, man. Some of these are just comments. Good sex takes effort and communication. There are 2/3 of adults infected with one or more strains of HPV, or how do you say this? Is it papillomavirus, or whatever? I don't know how to say it. Y'all can help me.
Human papilloma virus.
There we go. There we go.
But there's a vaccine. So I got vaccinated against it. Get your kids vaccinated against it. I made sure my daughter was vaccinated against it, you know.
Yeah, and what it is just a minor, STD. It's not like something that's visible, or like, a lot of people have it but don't know.
That's not actually accurate. What they're finding out now, because of years of research, a lot of throat cancers, like in men and women, a lot of anal cancers, a lot of penile cancers, and a lot of cervical cancers in women are actually caused by HPV, certain strains. So the research actually is telling us a different story right now. So that's why it's so important to get your kids vaccinated, men and women, against this, especially the most dangerous strains of HPV. Sometimes it does clear up on its own, but certain strains of it are more serious and can be deadly than other ones.
And if you're not going to get the vaccine, you don't believe in it, whatever, just make sure they're getting regular screenings done so that they're testing for that.
Yeah, even
Mark, man, you sound like the free clinic, bro.
Chuck, somebody was talking.
Just to drop some more knowledge from conversations with my gynecologist, the vaccine does it. There's only a certain number of strains that the vaccine targets, and also there is not a test for men for HPV. Only women are able to get tested for HPV.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Huh.
That's why we do this show, man. The last one that I comment was you should know your body before your partner does. Just in the orgasm realm, because a lot of people, like, they have sex young, or they have sex and they just, or they see it on TV and they think it's the movie like type sex, whatever, right? And then they go try to do that and replicate it. It doesn't work. But know your body first, man. That's just my message before I close out the sex topic. Anybody else want to close out something with it? The sex topic before I get into anxiety?
Don't believe what you see on pornos.
Definitely. Okay. Unless it's a really good porno. There are some rare good pornos out there.
Don't follow pornos as an example. Let's just say that.
I've seen a couple of nice examples. I was like, wow, that's beautiful. But that's the exception to most of them out there. I will say that. And you also want to make sure, I would say, that you're equally yoked sexually. Some people might be vanilla and you might be a freak a leak. And I'm just telling you, it is important.
Yeah. Thanks for closing out on the porn.
Freaks come out at night.
Thanks for closing out on the porn. All right. Anxiety is our last topic, man. a feeling or worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with the uncertain outcome. Beth, start us out on anxiety. When you first hear the word anxiety, what comes to mind?
Just nervousness. It's a lot of people like to avoid certain situations or people because of anxiety. And so the definition, let me start off with a definition: a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. Desire to do something, typically accompanied by unease. And it's also a psychiatric diagnosis. A nervous disorder characterized by a state of excessive uneasiness and apprehension, typically with compulsive behavior and panic attacks. So those are a few definitions of that word.
Wendy, when you think of anxiety, where do you go? Where do your mind go?
I mean, besides the normal, I think of like the nervous feeling, the stomach dropping, maybe feeling sick to your stomach, that sort of thing too.
Here you go. Dmitra, anxiety.
When I think of anxiety, I think of stress or, butterflies, goosebumps, a bodily feeling, whether it's explainable or not. That feeling or what that feels like, looks like, can be different for different people in different situations. This definition of something with an uncertain outcome that makes me think a little bit, because like almost anything you try to do or attempt to do has an uncertain outcome. So why is that specific language being used? And like, how should we look at anxiety based off of this definition?
You made a good point too, though. The stress part of it is major because as a single parent, you're always leading a really stressful life, and you don't realize that some of that you just think, oh, that's my life. I'm just stressed because I'm always running and doing things and whatever. But a lot of that is actually anxiety, and you don't typically put that into the same category. So the stress part is really key in that.
Chuck, man, what's going on? Anxiety, man, when you hear it.
Fearful, something where someone's hesitant. Don't you get that bad feeling, before something, basically have a premonition of something happening and whatnot. Basically, something similar to like what was going on during the movie Final Destination when they were seeing death before it actually happened. To me, that's what it's like to me when I hear that word.
Juan? And then Chrissy?
Well, for me, it means nervous followed by a rush. Like first you get nervous, then you get this rush that you want it to come and get it over with. That's for me, my definition of it.
Chrissy.
When I think of anxiety, I think trouble sleeping, racing thoughts, chest pain, just that nervousness type of feeling. Your stomach hurts. That's what I think of.
Yeah. Anxiety, man. Juan, you went, right? Yeah, Juan went.
Yep.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about anxiety. Really, that's one of the things I really wanted to talk about, man, because I think I have it, and a lot of things have been helping me with the anxiety. This podcast is helping with anxiety. My friends like you guys are helping me with my anxiety. You know, marijuana is helping me with my anxiety. And just staying busy and constructive and stuff like that. So, you know, what I wanted to talk about was number one, is anxiety always a bad thing? Let's start with Chrissy on the bottom.
I wouldn't say it's always a bad thing. I think it can be a bad thing if it gets in the way of your day-to-day living. If it gets in the way of your work and your lifestyle, I think it can be, but I don't think it's always a bad thing. I think that a lot of people are undiagnosed with anxiety, especially nowadays, everything that's going on in the world's current events. I think most people have it and it's undiagnosed. And I hear marijuana can help. So there you go. And there's other medications. There's other medications too, you know, but yeah, I think a lot of people have it.
Yeah, meditation too, you know, meditation.
Yoga, exercise.
Yoga. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Mr. Loverman, man, take over for a little bit. Answer the question and go around in the circle with the people.
What was the question again?
Juan, oh my, you're not paying attention to the show?
You think anxiety is always bad?
Lord, no, I think it's great, to be honest, for me personally, because you know I get nervous, then I get this rush, like you know, this hypeness, like okay, this feels great, you know. That's for me personally. Like I said, it's different for everyone. So when I get, you know, nervous, it's followed by a rush. Like it's almost like I never did drugs, but I guess this is how a drug addict feel when they get that high, that rush. That's the best way for me to describe it, you know. Go ahead, Chuck, since you're there, you know, quiet. How about you?
Just step to the side, you know, collect yourself. Whether it's doing breathing, you're just doing your, you know, doing your, what is it, meditation. You say woosah or whatever people do, or go for a walk. I mean, just do something to get your mind off of, you know, what's giving you anxiety. That's what I see.
Yeah, I think anxiety is not a bad thing. You know, it could be that rush to send you into fight or flight in emergency situations or not. It's just a natural reaction. But I do think with, you know, when it's stepped over to the medical side and pharmaceuticals, with it being overly diagnosed, or people seeking medication for anxiety, and how basically how you deal with it can be the line of whether it's good or bad.
I would say anxiety is not necessarily a bad thing. It might prevent you from doing something that maybe you shouldn't be doing. And so I don't know. I just think when it becomes excessive and that's when it can really become an issue. I'll give an example. During COVID is really the first time I experienced anxiety. I would not leave my house for 2 months. And to the point where my girlfriend one time had to pick up my groceries and bring it to my house and stuff like that. I was not going out, nothing. And that's when I kind of knew, I was like, maybe I need to see a therapist. So when it gets to that level where it's interfering with your regular, normal life, activities of life, your social life, I think that's when some intervention or help is needed.
And I would say I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but again, like you guys all said, if it's added up, it's continuous, it's part of your everyday life, that's where it becomes an issue, and you do need to talk to, you know, your doctor or somebody about it. And a good doctor will tell you, hey, let's try the exercise. Let's try writing down things. Let's try the breathing or, all of that. They'll go through and have you try those first. And if that doesn't work, start you on a very low dose of something and just letting you know, let's try this and see how you feel. So talking to a therapist was a good point too. I think everyone could use a therapist, to be honest. I myself, I should get on that, but it's anxiety is real. It's because of all the stress and the things that we, especially now with our jobs, we're having to do 3, 4, 5 times what we used to have to do, and with much more limited resources. So anxiety is becoming more relevant in people, especially when they're working at home now.
I know I'm back, but I'm lost. Who's it on?
You.
It's on me?
Mm-hmm.
What was? Oh yeah, I don't even know what the question is. Is anxiety a bad thing? Always a bad thing? No, I don't think it is. This good anxiety, I believe. I think anxiety is there for a reason. It's there to warn us. It's there to alert us if there's trouble or something like that. It's there to protect us. If you really like start thinking of learning about the mind. I don't know all the names of the parts of the brain, but they all help each other. You know what I mean? And they all like bounce off each other to help us as human beings and to be safe. So some anxiety is good. So number 2, does breathing exercises help with anxiety or yoga, anything like that, guys?
I think it can help, but it's like, again, if it's something that's naturally happening all the time in your life, it's going to only help for that little part. So all of those things are good things, but if you have a very stressful, job or living situation or whatever, it's only going to help for that little time period where you get away and do it, and maybe a little bit after, but it's not going to take care of what the real core issue is. So it can help temporarily.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I do agree that breathing exercises help.
Okay.
I think that they're necessary. Like, breath is life. Learning to control your breath in an adrenaline rush situation is very necessary. I think if it's like Wendy said, if it's stemming on into other situations or it's not helping for that instant moment, then you do need to look deeper in yourself and understand why it's occurring and what changes you can make to lessen it.
Anybody else? What else helps for I guess Chuck maybe? Juan, anybody?
Yeah, breathing does work, man. Breathing does work, because I'm gonna tell you like this: when I was in the service and I had to jump out of a plane. One thing about me, I don't like heights. So I was the last person to on the plane. So I was sitting there as they were, everybody was standing up, going, attaching themselves, and I'm just sitting there breathing in myself, saying, you can do this, you can do this. If praying to God, saying, God, God doesn't give you more than you can handle. And I did that for, I think to me it felt like I was doing it for hours, but it could have been 30 seconds. But I just sat there, just breathed, and then I just got up, attached my line, walked over to the door, looked over, jumped, and I did that 4, 5 times, including 2 night jumps. So breathing does help.
I would also say visualization exercises, grounding exercises, I think they're called, really work too, where you're kind of meditating with your eyes closed and you have someone speaking to you about your situation or, about how you're feeling. That could also be helpful as well.
I think too, it just reminded me to, for those that are spiritual, knowing that, like you said, God won't give you anything you can't handle, but also God always provides. That's one of my everyday statements at my house. God always provides. And even though I worry and I get nervous, whatever, you got to have those best friends that you can talk to about everything and anything. And that, they're going to listen, even though they're like, okay, I've heard this a million times, but they're that person that you can totally trust and know you can count on.
Yeah, you're right. Anybody else on that question? Because the last question is, unless you guys have more questions, is when is it time when is the right time to see a professional with the anxiety and stuff like that, or any issues that you have? When should you be calling these numbers or getting help with your family and friends? Let's go around for this one. Wendy, when you think it's a good time to get professional help?
I mean, that depends on it. Every person's different, but I think if people are pointing out things to you, that is the key right there. If someone's saying, I feel like you're this, or what's going on, or like my son, Mom, you're always getting mad about this. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Those type of things, the little triggers that you have, people are pointing out to you. And getting help, it's people don't understand, like, it's okay to talk to a therapist. It's okay to be on medication. Anything that helps your body to function the best way possible is okay.
You're on mute, Mark. Can't hear you.
Last question, Beth.
I would say when it's interfering with your daily activities, you're not going out, you're not doing anything, you can't work, you can't sleep, you can't do normal activities that you used to. That's what I would say.
And see, I think that's too far already. I mean, I think that's beyond help.
Right.
When you're doing those things, that's way beyond help. I'm just speaking from my social work aspect of things, the things you want to try to get it,
You don't want it to get to that point.
Right.
You want to do it before.
Yep.
So if the breathing doesn't help, if the meditation doesn't help, if the talking to friends and loved ones doesn't help, if you just feel like things are just out of control, your day-to-day is kind of getting crazy, you feel like you can't handle your life, that's when you should. Better to do it, sooner rather than later, because you don't want it to get to that point.
No,
And knowing too, I just want to say that, it's something that you don't have to be on for the rest of your life. You can do it for a situation, a situation you're going through, a time in your life that you're going through. A good doctor will say, hey, let's check in this in 3 to 6 months. And if you don't want to be on it after that, that's great.
I get it. I don't believe in the medicine thing unless it's something natural. But like natural medicine, like a Dr. Sebi type of good diet, things of that nature, like sea moss and things of that nature, whatever. I don't want to get into my spiel, but Dmitra, I know it sounds like a crazy question, but when is it the right time to see a professional?
I think that answer should be now. There's never a wrong time. Doesn't matter if you feel like you're going through something now or where you don't. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to be struggling in your life to, seek a professional. There's always ways you can get better, and therapy should not be stigmatized. So I think the answer should be now.
Yeah, therapy is great, man. I've done therapy and it's worked out well. Think about going back. What about you, Chuck? What's up, Chuck?
I mean, that's everybody, like everybody said, the different areas. I say when it gets to the point where, I mean, you've exhausted every avenue as far as asking family members, friends, even colleagues, that you feel that you're not getting the right answers. why not seek out professional help? I mean, that's what they're, that's what they went to school for. That's their job. And just do your research. I mean, do your research on one, because you have some that are quick to prescribe drugs, and not everybody needs drugs, for their situation. Maybe they just need someone to vent to. They need to do exercise. They need some type of activity to get their mind off of it. And I'm not big on drugs. I'm not big on drugs at all. Period. I mean, I try to find a natural way of even when I got the sniffle, or me or the kids have sniffles, man, I go in there, I break out the lemon juice, the honey, natural stuff that I can get from the grocery store. Oh yeah, I'm a big ginger fan. I mean, I say once all your avenues is once all the avenues are exhausted, I mean, hey, you should know when you need that. Nobody should have to tell you.
No, you're 100% right, Chuck. Besides the number on the screen, National Alliance for Mental Illness, and I just put that on the screen for people. But Juan, close us out, man. What's going on, man? Anxiety. Close us out.
I'm probably the worst person to tell you when you need to go see one, because me personally, I don't believe in seeing a professional. I rather just suck it up, deal with it myself. Or some of y'all know my closest friends, just chat with you and leave it at that. So, like I said, I'm probably the wrong person to say see a professional, because to me, I'm like, listen, man, I ain't gonna talk to no quack doctor that, I don't even know. I'm good.
Are you serious, Juan?
Think about listen, I'm not gonna lie. I had plenty of individuals tell me I should go see someone. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. From the ex-wife to family members, some friends, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
But let me point out, see, that's what I said prior, is when you're hearing it from other people, there's a reason why they're saying it. So maybe it's time for you to look and say, okay, what are they telling me? Why are they telling me this? Not that you necessarily have to go to a professional if you're not comfortable with it, but at least having someone that you could talk to that is kind of in that career, in that field.
So it's all about, there's different therapists too. And if you feel someone that you connect with, and,
The way I look at it like this, if I'm picking up a gun to go postal, I'm good.
Man,
like I said, I'm probably
since we were 12 years old, man. You need therapy.
I'm good. I'm managing.
Want to get it on his own time, man. Hey, listen, this is probably the biggest panel we had. Thanks for you guys for coming, man. Thanks for talking about the subjects. Thanks for answering all the questions. I know some of them were probably like, hey, I don't want to answer that. But it was just to kind of juice up the conversation and get your mind going to this whole show is basically to help people in certain subjects. And the main subject, of course, is passive income. But that's actually the last question I have for you guys. Does anybody have another passive income idea to help out the audience? And like I said, thanks for coming to the Passive Podcast, episode 70, Love, Sex, and Anxiety. Your information is down below. You can promote. I do have a cover of a book for Dmitra. So when she starts to talk, I can put up the cover. But Wendy, you want to go first? You want to promote, say something positive, and you could close out the show, talk about the show, whatever you want to do.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I know you have invited me a couple times and I didn't get on, so I apologize. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do. I think, anytime you say something negative, make sure you end, the conversation or whatever with the positive. Not only does it help you, but it helps others around you. So that's key. And then I'm starting an LLC. So if you want to join Wendy Sue Creations on Facebook, it's not an LLC yet, but it will be in the future. So you could just join that.
Appreciate it, Wendy. Appreciate it. Beth, what's good, man?
Yeah, so I do have my solar company, Renewable Renegades. But however, I'm being a servant leader tonight and promoting. I'm executive director of a nonprofit organization, bidg.org. If you go to our website, and if you scroll down to the bottom, we are trying to get to 1,000 followers. That's our goal, to hit 1,000 followers on Facebook and get to 100 subscribers on YouTube and get 100 more followers on Twitter. So those are our 3 social media channels right now. So if you could do us a favor, go to our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you go to our website, you'll see where you can like our 3 social media channels. I'll be most appreciative of that. We're fighting back against oppression of drivers. And so your support means the world to me. Once again, www.bidg.org. Thanks.
All right, Beth. And I'll put all that stuff in the description. You give it to me again. If that's something different, give it to me if I don't have that already. Dmitra, your turn. And thank you for being here as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me. One way that I am developing a passive income is through my work of writing. I have a book called Listen to Me, a collection of poetry and prose coming out soon. Be on the lookout for that. It's an ode to the throat chakra, talking to family like we all spoke about, and has themes of love and a bit of how that plays out. Another form of passive income that I would like to share with you all is life insurance.
Tell us about it.
So there are different types of life insurance. I am a licensed life insurance agent in multiple states throughout this nation, and learning about different types, whether it's term or whole life, universal life, index universal life. There's a reason why we have insurance on our cars, our homes, our phones, our pets. But you can take a baby out the hospital without having life insurance. So I believe he posted my Instagram. That is where you can follow me to learn about the release on my book and where you can purchase it in the near future, as well as maybe get you covered.
I do have 2 other co-hosts. I guess, y'all just waiting on me. Chrissy, your turn.
Thank you for having me. I have no passive income.
This is why we have the show. You gotta get some, girl. I got some on the bottom of the screen you can look at and check into. If you have a passion for it, you do it. But you gotta have a passion for it, man. And it's always something out there for you. Bless you, whoever sneezing or whatever.
I have to have a passion.
Well, I mean, it'd be better for you if you had a passion for your passive income, because it's something that you do for fun and you make money. That's what but it could be something else. It could be you want to do vending machines if you just want to make money. It's a hustle. But stuff like that. Just look into it a little bit more. That's all. That's all we ask. Because one income usually doesn't fare well with the interest rates going up so high, and the world being the world. You know what I mean?
You're right.
And no raises, no. We're not getting nothing from work. Chuck and Juan. Well, Chuck, because since Juan's blanked out. Chuck, last words, anything?
Sure. My wife, she has a well, not just my wife, but we have a bracelet business where custom made beautiful beads, new creations 21 on Etsy. We're adding to.
I got one right here, Chuck.
To the brand.
Leo.
Pretty soon. Yeah, you and your Leo bracelet.
You gotta have props. I got that for my birthday.
You know, my wife,
from,
she made that for him. She made that for him as a one of his birthday gifts. She's been doing it since the pandemic started. It's something that started from our kids' projects for school, and she became so fascinated with it. She just started doing it on the side. You know, when she was homeschooling them. Well, while they was on remote learning, she was the main one here with them while I was at work. So she's been doing it like, since the beginning of the pandemic. We have some more product coming pretty soon. We just got to get it situated. I'm also in the process of becoming a notary of the Republic, because that's
word.
something that's a little side income right there by itself. So
There you go.
and
That's a good gig.
my closing
That's a good
remarks
gig,
is,
man.
How do you do
read
that?
Get it in a book.
You read a book?
I had
Is that what you said? You have
no,
to read a book?
it's not just reading a book. No. It's not just about reading books. No, but my passion is, I want folks. I always tell folks, get the book, read about it yourself, learn it, self-educate yourself. Because yeah, you can go on YouTube or you can learn it from, somebody that already knows it. But if you learn it yourself, it's always up there. You don't have to worry about you know, people telling you if you're wrong or you're right.
All right, Juan, take us out, man.
Let me see. I have nothing right now, but again, thanks for all the guests for showing up. Grateful. And no, I'm not getting therapy, but that's about it.
That's it, Juan. You got no kind words, nothing to say to the audience, man.
Oh, well, yeah, for the audience, kick rocks, have a nice day, No to therapy.
All right, thanks, Juan. I really appreciate you coming late and then adding so much value to the show, man. But Passive Podcast, episode 70, man. Love, sex, and anxiety, man. Like I said, man, I want to thank all the guests that came through, man. This was probably like the most guests I had on, at the same time. Great topics, great feedback, great opinions, man. I'm glad you guys shared. And this is Marquis Walker, man. And like I say, man, just love over hate, man. That's it, man. If you can practice more love than hate, and you're winning. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out of here, man. You know how we do it. Beantown, baby. One love, man. I'm out of here. Thank you, guys. Peace.